Hi Stampin' Friends, it's Chris Slogar from BuckeyeInklings.com, and today I want to show you how to make this Z-fold card. It's a double Z-fold card, and I love it because it's a great display card. It just stands up like that, and you see more than a front. You see some depth to it. You can make it in any theme and with the stamps you like, but I want to show you this fabulous suite that we have in our mini catalog right now. I really love this suite because of how the pieces work together. There's a stamp set and dies. There's this fabulous pearlescent paper, beautiful designer papers that we're also going to use. So even though I've made ahead most of the pieces for this card, I want to just show you how the stamps and dies and, oh, I forgot to mention the embossing folder work together, because you can make so many pieces in a hurry with this particular bundle and use them for many projects. So what I have here is from the stamp set, the individual stamps for the big shells. I've mounted them together in the shape of the die. It's one large die that cuts these 5 shells. And then there are a few other dies. You can see here there's one for the sand dollar and seaweed, starfish, a little shell, more seaweed. So the bulk of the die cutting is from this piece. And then there are a few others as well. But let's focus on this. And what I've done is, like I said, put these in the locations where they need to be cut with that big die. Okay, so I'm going to ink them up. I've got a piece of Sahara sand here, and I'm inking up all of the shells with Sahara sand. And I'm going to make all of these fabulous pieces at once. Now, we're not using them all on this card, but you'll get the idea. Then you can make them in a couple of different coordinating colors. And then you've got a lot of pieces ready to use. Okay, so let me pull in my die cut machine and that big die. And like I said, you'll see that I've set those on the plates. And once they're set up, oh my gosh, you can just crank out a bunch of these in different colors. I've got them set so they fit the die nests around all of those images. And I'm going to cut that. Okay, and you've also got this other great seaweed going on, all kinds of good stuff out of this die. But let me get this here. I won't need that plate again. The next thing we're going to do is emboss, so I'll just kind of poke away the pieces. I didn't bring my brush over. Poke away the pieces that we don't need here. Okay. Now, like I said, there's an embossing folder as well. So in addition to having these nice stamped images, this die cut nests, it kind of rests right in the grooves of this embossing folder. I'm sorry, I should put it upside down here because it's a little easier to feel like where they fit within those depressions. And then I'm going to emboss now on top of that stamped and die cut image. Okay, and you see that's also coordinated. Now we have all of these shells stamped and they're textured with that embossing folder. And there are a lot of great pieces. Even the seaweed has some impressions on it now for little veins. Okay, so these pieces are what we're going to use to decorate. Now, on this card, I've used a seafoam shell that was cut from a obviously I'm sorry, Seaside Spray shell that was cut from this section of the die. It actually wasn't stamped. I've got a Flirty Flamingo stamped and embossed piece that was cut from here on a Flirty Flamingo piece. This is from outside the die. Now that was that great pearlescent paper, and this is a separate die for the sand dollar. I just heat embossed that pearlescent paper with the white embossing powder, and I've used that. I've used a bit of the seaweed. So then you have all these other big shells too, which I've been using in my other projects, but I just wanted to show you how great these pieces are. Let's see. I think I've already cut what I need. Yeah, I cut that shell from there. I've got these pieces pre-made. Okay, but I totally just wanted you to get the idea of what you can do with this. I think it's a really nice, complete suite with all of that that capability to make all those shells really, really easily together. Okay, so let's get to the card. So like I said, it's a double Z card, and the Seaside Spray base is a regular card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. Okay, so there's an extra score line compared to a typical card. And then that So Saffron piece is also 8.5 inches long. It's 1 inch wide, and it is also scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. So these pieces will fit together down here, but first we need to decorate them. I have designer paper pieces. This is from that same suite. 4 by 5 1/4 here. Oh, and that's a beautiful side of the paper too. That paper is gorgeous. Just a great suite to buy as many pieces as you can, because then you can put it together into so many great projects and they all coordinate. That's what I always say. Get as many pieces as you like out of a suite, and that makes your work so easy to coordinate and put together great projects. Okay, did I say this designer paper is 1 7/8 by 5 1/4, and then the piece that runs up the side here is, no, I'm sorry, this is 3/4 by 4, and this is 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. Okay, I'm getting mixed up with my list there, sorry. Okay, so there we have our pieces have the designer paper on them, and we just need to attach this together like so. And you can see this section needs to be attached, and over here that needs to be attached. I find the easiest way to do that is kind of put it in place the way you want it to look finished. Just flip that over and add your adhesive to the back of the parts that show. Okay. And then flip it back over. And here, let's put a block on that for a second, and we'll work on the other pieces. All right, so we have Sahara Sand Matte 2 3/4 by 3 1/4, and then 2 basic white pieces, 2 1/2 by 3 inches. And I'm going to make this a birthday card. Again, friends are like seashells. You collect them along the way. Happy birthday to my beautiful friend. These are all stamps from the same stamp set. It's a big bundle. Lots of great greetings and lots of great images as well. So it's really, you know, there's a lot to it. So even though it seems like a lot, you get a lot of capability with it. Okay, so there's the inner and the outer piece. I'm going to add some starfish to the inner piece. And I just added some seaweed and grains of sand to the front piece. Oops. Okay, and let's see, I'm going to put that seaweed up a little higher this time. So we have a little more showing there. Okay. All right, so yeah, we just need to put that, the greeting pieces in place. So I've got the front piece that I'll mat to the Sahara sand piece. And then this should be ready. See how that's firmly attached now in the right places, and there is no adhesive back in here because that was closed up. Okay, so this is going to go here, and we want it to cover what's inside. So I'm actually going to put this inner piece on first and then just cover it. So I'm just kind of centering that how I like it. And then for the front piece, it will cover that, but you need to pay attention to only put adhesive on this side of the mat on the back, okay? So the other needs to swing free over here. Okay, so just when this is closed up, you want the front piece to cover that inside piece. And then, yeah, just push that down. Now, I have, like I said, those pre-made pieces that are just fun to decorate with. And let me tell you, you make those very quickly. When you start cutting them in a couple of different colors, you end up with a lot of pieces quite quickly. So I just have over here my sand dollar, something like that. And oh, I didn't show you, you maybe can tell, there's a little bit of a frosty white over this. You can use Wink of Stella, or what I like to use is our these little frost white. This one is frost white. Shoot, what is it's an ink. It's, oh, what do we call it in the catalog? It's oh, I'll think of it. The color is frost white, and I'm trying to think of the name of it in the catalog. I'll put it in the captions here. I'm just going to take my dauber and pick up a little bit of that, and not too much. I'm going to tap it off a little bit and rub it over the shell to pick up some texture and just add some little glitz to it. Not too much, but just a nice little addition. Oh, shimmer paint. That's what it is. I knew I'd think of it. Okay, so let me see. I think I can fit another big dimensional here and put that shell that we shimmered up. And ooh, probably should have got this underway here. Oh, I guess that'll fit. That'll fit nicely. Here, get a little glue on the back of that. But your mind can really go crazy with all the different combinations of shells and colors you can put together. Just love this set and the pieces that coordinate. Let's see, I've got a little pink shell here. Flirty flamingo, I should say. Just put that on so it rests on the Seaside Spray one. Honestly, because of the dimension, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, okay. Just wanted to make sure the glue was connecting there. Okay, and then somewhere I have a braided, oh yeah, a braided linen bow. And these opal rounds, which are part of the suite, go so nicely as well. Just tuck one in here. And then I do have one more little shell to put down on my second Z. And you could decorate this more. You could add the designer paper on the inside if you want. But I just love this bundle. I love the pieces that you can put together here. I'm going to set that one aside because that glue isn't dry. But I hope you'll give this a try. And if not with the Sand and Sea bundle, with whatever papers and stamps you have that you like. It's just a really fun, I think, kind of display card. All right. Thanks, guys, for checking out my project. Please visit me at buckeyeinklings.com. If you need any of the products you've seen, I'd so appreciate your help in the online store. I have a gift every month with a minimum $35 order. That's my way of sharing the Stampin' Rewards with you. And I'll see you next time. Thanks.